Hello and welcome to my selection video for GI's upcoming Rival Schools tournament. We are having a Rival Schools tournament that's going to feature all of the characters, non-pilot swap characters included because, well, I mean they're pilot swap and yeah, they may have a few different moves, but we're not including them for the sake of choice. So, I am Editor-in-Chief Lyndsey Hicks. I have been a long-time Rival Schools player. I've also played Project Justice for a long time. I started with Project Justice and Rival Schools, specifically Rival Schools, in 1998. I was a junior or senior in high school, and I picked it up while playing with a former friend and boyfriend of mine, so we decided we were going to start playing it on PlayStation, and I got into playing it after that, and it's one of my favorite Capcom series. So we're starting a tournament finally in Gaming Insurrection that will incorporate all of the characters in a tournament setting in teams of 2. Now, let me go over a few tournament rules before I pick the characters, because that's kind of important. This is going to be a single elimination tournament because it takes forever to do a double elimination tournament. So we're going to do a single elimination, and it's going to be teams of 2. No characters repeated. And I've already picked my 2 characters that I'm going to use. I just didn't put their names in the choice selection for them. So that means we can get started. So those are the basic rules. Also, no time over. There's going to be a full time limit, like 99 seconds, where time doesn't elapse for each round. I'm also going to record the matches because it's going to be myself and just myself, and I'm going to play against the computer. So I'm going to test my skills. This is going to be a test of my Rival Schools skills. I'm going to play the computer probably on about maybe 4 or 5 stars. So I'll have to see immediately, and I'll write that up when I actually put this together and put it within InDesign on the page. I will have the exact match specifications, but for right now, I know I'm probably going to put it in at least 4 or 5 stars difficulty, and there will be no time limit. So, alright, let's get started. So, I'm going to pick each team on camera here. My team is going to be Sakura and Akira with her helmet. So, and for the purposes of our tournament, Akira without the helmet and Akira with the helmet are 2 separate characters, because we needed to make an even number of teams, and that was the easy way to do that. So, alright, let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to close my eyes and pick out of this little basket. As you can see, I have all the names written down on sheets of paper, little slips of paper in this basket. So, I'm going to pick. Alright, so, first one. Okay, number 1, first character is Hinata. You can't see it very well. I realize that, but it's going to be reversed, but it's Hinata. Alright, so that's team 1, and I'm writing this down as I go. So that's Hinata, and her partner will be Reizo. That's interesting. School principal. So we have Reizo for team 1 with Hinata. Alright, team 2. Because they're going to be 10 teams. There are 20 characters if you include all versions of Akira. So, that should have an even number. Alright. Here we go. Team number 2. First choice is Bowman. And I should mention, by the way, this means, since I'm picking randomly, this means that not necessarily all characters will be on their respective teams. Like Batsu, Hanada, and Kiosk are on the same team in the game. Like storyline wise and like character wise, they're in the same team. But they may not be on the same team, obviously, in this one. So, alright. Second person, team 2. Roberto. So, I'm excited because Roberto is considered top tier. Alright, team 3, first person. Kiosk. That would be awesome if it was Kiosk and Hideo. I would be surprised. Alright, team 3, person number 2. Shoma. Huh, that's an interesting combination. Those two are very... They could work well together. They could work very well together. Team 4. This is team 4, first person. Batsu. So, I'm anxious to see who he's going to get paired up with. Because he works well with a lot of different characters, but you never know. Alright. La. Alright, team 4, second person is Akira No Helmet. Okay, so Akira No Helmet. That's interesting. Akira No Helmet and Akira Helmet, really the only difference is that their team-up technique is different. So, that's helpful. Alright, I'm hoping that I did indeed take out those two ones. So, I hope that I did. I seem to recall taking those two out and sticking them somewhere. Alright, this is team number 5, first person. Natsu. Natsu's a great character. I can play Natsu very well. I think I can play her pretty well. Alright. Team 5, second person. I did not look in there. So I was pulling this out. Hideo, which is awesome. He is top tier. Top tier. Oh, when one of your supers does like 60% damage in 3 hits, you are top tier. Alright. Team 6. First person. Not looking. Let's see who this is. Gon. Gon can do a lot of damage. He is a heavy player in the game. Very heavy player. I mean, like, size-wise he is, but, like, also, he does a lot of damage. And he has an unblockable super. So, like, you can't block it if he grabs you and he'll, like, start slinging you. Yeah, you're pretty much dead. You might as well just go on and count on that. So, alright, Team 6, second person. Kyoko. That might not be a bad combination. Kyoko's pretty nice. She's pretty nice. I like her. She also has an unblockable super. You have to either super jump it or ditch and spin fast enough. Alright, Team 7. First person. Trying to make sure I only grab one piece of paper. Dago. He is the leadoff for Team 7. That's also going to be an interesting matchup. Whoever he is paired with, they're going to have to shoulder the load of things because he's not a very good offensive character. He does a lot of damage, but he's not all that great. Alright. This is Team 7, second person. Not looking. This is Hio. Hio's going to have, again, Hio is a top tier character, and he's going to have to do some serious work. He's going to have to do some serious work and carry that team. Because, yeah. Oh, Dago is not very good. Alright, Team 8. First character. Not looking. Roy. Surprised we haven't gotten a Roy first. Roy is a very decent character in Rival Schools. He was needing a fireball though. He so needed a fireball, but I kind of got why he didn't have one. If he'd had a fireball, he would have been ridiculous. He would have probably broke the game. Alright. Team 8, second person. Hayato. It's actually not that bad. And also I should mention that while we're doing this, the order that I pick them in for the teams, that's how it's going to be set up. So that, the computer will decide whether or not it wants to change characters on round change, because it's best 2 out of 3 rounds for each match. But the computer decides whether or not it wants to change characters within rounds. And I will probably also change my character as well. So it's entirely possible that that's gonna happen. Alright. Team 9, first person. Edge. Who, I kind of like Edge. I like Edge. Edge is interesting. It's just real interesting. Alright, Team 9, second person. Scraping the bottom of the barrel here. And this is the last pick, actually. This is the very last pick. As you can see, my little thing here is empty. So, last person. Tiffany. Alright, so that is everybody. Alright, so let's look at our list here. As you can see, I wrote down everybody on my list. I'm trying to zoom in a little bit so you can see it. I have written down all the teams in my handwriting. I have lovely handwriting. Alright, Team 1 is Hanada Reizo. Team 2, Bowman Roberto. Team 3, Kiosk and Shoma. Team 4, Batsu and Akira No Helmet. Team 5 is Natsu Hideo. Team 6, Gon Kyoko. Team 7, Dago Hio. Team 8, Roy Hayato. And Team 9 is Edge and Tiffany. Now, Team 10 will, of course, be me. And I'm going to write that on this list right now. I don't care if I'm at the bottom of the seating, because I may or may not win this, so. The computer in Rival Schools is ridiculous on high levels. I know, because I've beaten the game on a very high level before. And the computer just makes you want to scream sometimes. It's a Capcom computer, so, like, the Capcom AI for, like, Street Fighter and Rival Schools and, like, Darkstalkers is obnoxious on high level. So, I'm not surprised by that. But mine will be, my team setup will be Sakura and then Akira with helmet. So, I think that is our selection. So, I'm going to be right back. I've got to go do the bracket seating so I can tell y'all where the buys are placed and how our brackets are going to shape out. Hi, and welcome back. I've decided I've got my brackets together and I'm ready to do the selection analysis part of the video. So, taking a look at our brackets based on the teams that we picked out of the selection box, we have 10 teams, and so that's composed of 2 people each. So let's do a little math on camera. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, we do in fact have 10 teams. Okay, so in the first round, and this made this a little difficult to actually set up within Rival Schools, because Rival Schools does not have a play versus the computer mode. You have to actually, the only way you can do it is to go within tournament mode or league mode and play against the computer in a one-off match and have the computer face off against each other in a one-off match. So it's kind of hard to set it up, and I had to realize, it took me a little bit to realize that. But getting my bracket set up, the first round is going to be Hinata Reizo versus Roy Hayato. And that's going to be an interesting matchup. Because Hinata and Reizo make an interesting team. Roy and Hayato work well together. I've seen that combination plenty of times, and they work very well together. So I'm expecting good things from that match. Then Batsu Akira No Helmet gets a bye in the first round. And then Bowman Roberto gets a bye in the first round. And then Gon Kyoko, which is also another interesting team, gets a bye in the first round. And then, and when I say first round, this is really the first round, like the first round. So there's really going to be 2 real matchups in this first round. And then after Gon Kyoko and their bye, then it's a match. It's the other match in the first round of myself using Sakura and Akira with a helmet versus Edge and Tiffany. That's going to be a very interesting matchup because Edge and Tiffany, I've not seen them matched up very well together. I've not actually seen them matched up before. This is the first time, so I thought that was an interesting combination. I use Sakura Akira all the time, so naturally I picked them as my team in the tournament because I knew I would probably do well with them. And then after my match will be Natsu Hideo, and they have a bye in the first round. And then Kiosk and Shoma have a bye in the first round. And then finally Daigo and Hio have a bye in the first round. These characters, we had to spread out the byes, so there had to be, because, and I learned this a very long time ago, because it's not an 8-man bracket, you have to get as close to the next level of 8, and you do that by inserting byes. So if you have an 8-man bracket, then the next one up is 16, then 24, then I'm trying to think what else. 24, 32, then there's a 32-man bracket, then there's a 64-man bracket. I mean, you want to get as close as a multiple of 8 as you can, because that's the easiest way to do brackets. And so, in this case, because we had 10 teams, the next step up was 16. So we put in 6 byes throughout the first round to accomplish that. And so I use a bracket program called TO Pro, and it actually manually, I put in the teams manually, and then it inserted the byes for me automatically. And I mean, I told it, I guess, how to spread out the byes in the first round. So it's an interesting thing, and I like having something do that for me instead of me having to do it myself, because I've done brackets before, and that is not fun to do at all, trust me, especially in a double elimination tournament. That's hard as hell. So I used to do brackets for, I drew up brackets for a DDR tournament a couple of times, a couple for fighting games, but mostly they've been all double elimination. So that's not my favorite thing to do. So that's our first round matchups, and I think this tournament will overall be a good tournament, and I think it's going to be fun. Now, based on these byes placed in this tournament, Bowman and Roberto will be facing off against Gon Kyoko in the second round, because they both of those teams had a bye in the first round, so they're going to face off against each other in the second round to make things fair. Then Natsu Hideo will move on to the second round automatically because they have a bye, And Kiosk and Shoma will face off against Dago Hio in the second round, because they had a bye. Each team again had a bye. So they're gonna face off. They won't meet up until the second round. The second round is where all the matches are super heavy. There's gonna be at least 4 matches in the second round. There's 2 in the first round, and there will be 2 in the semifinals, which is the third round, and then there's just 1 in the finals. So yeah, single elimination round 2 seems to be the heaviest. So I look forward to playing in this tournament and trying to do well against the computer, and I think I'm gonna have a good time. I think I'm gonna have a really good time. I've enjoyed putting together the brackets and the selection process so far, and I'm hoping that these tournament matches will turn out really well. So stay tuned for our videos for each round in the tournament. You can watch them at gaminginsurrection.com or at youtube.com, user gaminginsurrection. We hope to see you later, and thanks for watching.